Beauty Loving Unicorns, and welcome back to my channel and this review and swatch video of the Kylie Cosmetics Royal Peach palette. You know that I mentioned on my channel before that I had not bought anything from Kylie Cosmetics before, and I didn't really plan to either. I even did a video where I did like make your own Kylie Cosmetics holiday palette, and I will leave that up here if you want to see, and if you missed that palette and you want to see some possible dupes for it. But when I saw this palette, let's just open it up and see. It has a little cover like this, and I'm gonna take that away. Comes with a mirror, which is nice. I don't think her other palettes had mirrors, and a little brush as well that I have used. But when I saw these colors, I was like, you know what? These are colors that I actually like, and this is a combination of colors that I think is, I'm not gonna go with unique, but I had not seen this combination of colors before. And I think that before, Kylie Cosmetics was, I mean, they were late to the game. They were definitely last on the ball. I mean, they released the orange palette. I mean, 35O has been out for like a year and a half or something. They were definitely last to the game with that palette. And then the burgundy palette came, and we're like, didn't we already see all those red palettes? But with this, I mean, yeah, of course, the peach theme is going strong, but she's a bit earlier to the game this time, and I hope that next time she can even maybe start a trend and not be like on the ball after everybody else has already touched the ball. I think she's really stepping up her uniqueness with makeup with this palette, so I wanted to try it and see how I feel about it. And like I said, it comes, I mean, I love how like in a positive way she's full of herself. Who else would drive just Kylie on the palette? Like, yes bitch, this is my palette, it's the Kylie palette. I mean, I think it's kind of funny. On the back it has all the names of the shadows, and unfortunately it does not have the name of the shadows inside the palette. I like that. I'm not gonna go on the back and look at the names of the shadows. That's not gonna happen. At least they're on the back if you want to see like the names and stuff. But these are the shades that you get. There are mattes and shimmers, and there's one of them, there is like a matte with some micro shimmer in it, but not like straight up glitter. You know that some shades are just like a glitter bomb and you'll end up having glitter everywhere. This shade is not like that, and it's this one. It has a bit of shimmer in it, but it does work as a matte, and it's what I have on my eyes today. I did film this look. There's going to be a tutorial up, I hope later this week. It depends on how much time I have to edit it, but it's going to be a video where I have 3 looks with this palette in the same tutorial, and I hope you like it because it's a new concept for me. But anyways, these are the shadows you get. You get 12 shades, and like I said, it's a mix of colors. I don't have a highlighting shade in this one. I tried using this in my inner corner for one look. It was okay, but it was not brightening. So you might need to use like a lighter color for your inner corner highlighter, or you can just use the highlighter you use on your cheeks. That works perfect. They usually catch the light really good. So if you only have this palette, you can just use your highlighter and you'll be fine. I do that all the time. But like I said, there are 12 colors. I bought this on the Kylie Cosmetics website. I don't think they have any authorized sales places, stores, web shops. I don't know what to say. I think they only sell it on their own webpage. So if you find it somewhere else, it's probably fake. Don't buy fake cosmetics. You don't know what you're putting on your eyes. Just don't do it. Be careful out there, okay? And the big question is also, does it smell like death? I mean, we all saw those really dramatic like videos on YouTube, like, oh my god, my Kylie palette smells like death. I don't know if they don't know how death smells like, but it doesn't really smell like much. It smells a bit like chemicals, but to be honest, now that I had the palette open for 2 days, it doesn't smell like much at all. It smells like any other makeup, to be honest. It's nothing special. I mean, you can always argue that with an expensive palette like this, $45, they would put more effort into making it smell delicious or nothing at all, but it's not that bad, people, okay? Let's just take a step back, calm your titties, it's not that bad. But I thought I'd swatch these, and I mean, some of these colors, they don't really interest me, and I bet you have a bunch of dupes for them already, so I'm not gonna consider even showing you dupes for like this color. You could use any color, like Fawn from Anastasia Beverly Hills, Creme Brulee. You can use whatever color instead of this and the golden one and this one. I mean, they're just normal colors. It's nice that they're in the palette, but that's not the reason you're buying the palette. The reason you're buying the palette is this one, this one, this one. Maybe even this one, although I don't have a dupe for this one, which is a shame, but now I have it in this one. But I mean, it's just a pale lilac shade, so something in that area would work. This one is also really cool, and I think I have something that's in that area as well, and also something that is similar to this one, and I have a dead-on dupe for this one. I'm not even kidding. When I opened the palette, I looked at this, I'm like, yeah, that's that shade, for sure. Why is there a car alarm going off? Somebody tend to your car. I hope you don't hear that. It's annoying. Let's talk about the brush as well. I have used this brush, as you can see. This actually reminds me of one of my favorite brushes. Let's see if I can find it. This brush actually reminds me a lot of one of my absolute favorite brushes, which is this Morphe M433. They look really similar. They're a bit pinched and they're fluffy. I mean, to be honest, this could come from the exact same factory. They work the same. They're actually quite good in the crease, especially if you want to have like the ability to pack color and blend it at the same time. I really use a brush like this, so I'm actually really happy I got this brush. I'm going to use this brush even with other colors outside the palette. I've used this brush for my crease in all the looks that I created with this palette, and I kind of like this brush. This is one of the few brushes that I've gotten from a palette that I actually enjoy. The palette comes in a cover like this. Same here, you gotta love the narcissistic thing of putting your own face on the palette, and on the back it says Kylie with like really big lettering, and all of the names are here and the ingredients as well. I think this is pretty with the blue like here, because the blue is the one that sets the palette apart. And can we address the fact that about, I don't know, 90% of all the big beauty gurus that put up like tutorials with this palette did this look? I don't know, aren't you here to inspire? We already have this look, okay? Kylie inspired us with this look. Can you inspire us with something else? Could you? Please? I'm not trying to throw shade, I just feel like sometimes the bigger gurus are getting a bit lazy with actually trying to inspire. Like, aspire to inspire. Just at least try. So let's get into the swatching. I am not going to do close-ups or anything like that, because you can Google and see swatches all over the internet with these shadows. I am not first on the ball with this one. So let's start here and just go up here and then just... Is that okay? Let's do it like this. This one is the perfect transition shade. It looks like Peach Smoothie by Makeup Geek. It is pretty good. These shadows are they have a bit of kick up and they feel a bit dry, but they work really good on the eyes. I was actually really surprised that the mattes are this good. It's the shimmers that I don't think are amazing. This is the second shade. Let's see if I can actually get the names here. So the first one was Sorbet, and this is Seashell, and they swatch divine, but they don't work that good with a brush. I don't even think that they work this good with the finger on the eyes. So I think she still has some work to be done with the shimmers, but the mattes are really nice. The next one is Peachy, and this is a gorgeous peachy color. This is probably my favorite shade in the palette. This is gorgeous. You can use this like in your crease, in your outer corner. You can use this to make that soft peachy look if you just blend it out carefully. I think this is a great color, and I'm really happy that this color is as good as it is, because it is one of the reasons that I bought the palette. Next color is the blue one, and it's called Royal, and it is, I mean, it is not that bad, but I have a color similar to this that is actually better than Royal, but I'm happy that I have it in the palette because it gives me some versatility, and it does work good with pressing on. Like if you press on the shadow and then gently blend, if you blend all over it, it's gonna wash out to absolutely nothing, but that's the case with most blue eyeshadows. It is really hard to make good blue eyeshadows, and this is actually kind of okay, to be honest, and I'm not mad at this at all. I did this look with it and worked out good. Next color is Queen Bee. This is a color I'm probably never going to use because it is just a normal gold shadow. Nothing special, it is not foiled in any way, it's just a warm, dark shimmer gold. There's nothing wrong with it, and if you like neutral looks, you're gonna love this shadow, I'm sure of it, but for me it's just not my cup of tea. Last color on the row is Duke, and this is actually really pretty. I like this color, and I used this in one of the tutorials that you're gonna see coming up. This is the shimmer that I used that works the best, and it worked really good with foiling as well. So you can actually use some Fix Plus with this. Why is there blue here? And it works really good. I used it all on my lid and then blended it in with some of that, like the darker peachy one, and it looked really good. So I do recommend that. It's a really nice color. So it is like a, what am I gonna call it? Like a burnt orangey red shimmer. It's really nice. I really want to fit all the swatches on this hand, so I'm gonna try and do my best. I'm gonna start with this one now, which is called Duchess. So there's Duke and Duchess. Oh, that's cute. And I'm just gonna work my way up to the last one, darkest one. Last one, darkest one. No, it's last one. Scratch all of that. And then I'm gonna show you some potential or even spot on dupes for some of the more interesting colors in this palette, so excited about that. So let's start with Duchess. This is like a bronze metallic. Like I told you before, the metallics are, or the shimmers more, are not what's the best in this palette. The mattes are actually really nice, I like them. The shimmers are okay, but she needs to work on that formula even more. Next one is Sandy, and it is a sandy color. It is one of those typical crease neutral browns, very similar to like, I don't know, creme brulee or something like that. It's just a typical crease color in brown, and it's nice to have when you want to match different colors, or if you want to have something dramatic on your lid and then just blend it up into something neutral. This is perfect for that. So actually, I appreciate that there is a beige in the palette. It's these two golds that I'm just like, eh. The next one is called Mojito, and it is a nice green one. It is, like I told you before, not my favorite formula with the shimmers, but it's still nice that they put a green and blue in together with these peachy and corally shades. So I do appreciate this, and I did use it in the tutorial that you're gonna see, just how I used it, so to speak. It works better with some Fix Plus, I'm gonna let you know that. Other than that, it works just like the other shimmers in the palette. It's okay, it's not perfect. Next color is called North Star, and I'm guessing this is after Kim K's kid. She's called North, right? It is like a lavender shimmer. It's what I have on my lid in the middle today. It is okay. It performed pretty okay. The shimmers I like the most is this one and this North Star. I think that is actually kind of nice. I actually enjoy that color a lot. So I'm gonna try and use that more, maybe together with this color to create some kind of a pastel look. I think that would be nice too. Next color is this. It's like a corally shade. It has a bit of a sheen to it, or a shimmer. It's not totally matte, but I use this as if it was a matte, and it works perfectly as that. I actually think that this is quite a nice color. It's like a peach that has more pink in it, so it's like a nice coral. I think it's beautiful. Let's swatch this color as well. It's called Cinnamon, and I mean, I bet that this is the color that most people go bananas over. I like it. It worked really good. I used it. It's a nice color to have. I already have like 25 shades like this in other palettes and as singles, but it's still a nice shade. I like that it all got like tiny in the end, but what are you gonna do? So all in all, I like the palette. Did I tell you that I paid $45 for it? I think I did. I paid $45 for it, and now you get free international shipping if you order over $60. And I don't live in the States, so I actually ordered a lippy as well. I'm gonna talk about this just briefly before I go into showing you some dupes. I just bought a single because I already have so many lip pencils and I don't need another one. I got it in ginger because I am obsessed with like burnt orange shades. This is a tad darker than I expected, but actually I don't know if she changed her formula or something, but this is so comfortable. It dried down totally matte. It worked for like 10 hours without looking weird. I'm actually quite impressed. I would buy more shades, but I'm a bit nervous in buying more shades because I've heard that there's an inconsistency between which shades are good and which shades are bad. If you have tried any of the Kylie cosmetics and you can tell me which ones are good, I would love to hear that down below because I want to try another one. Especially if I order from her again and I want to reach that $60 to get free shipping. I would love to throw in a lippy as well because they're $17. But I don't know what shade to pick because I want to pick a good shade. I love lighter tones, pinky or orangey tones. Those are the ones I like, and I actually like this one. I do recommend this one. I think it was a good one. Okay, let's talk about some dupes for these. I'm just gonna swatch them on the side so you can see how similar they are. Let's start with these peachy shades. This one and this one look very similar. This is one of my absolute favorite shades of life. This is Max Coral, and it is so beautiful. If you just want to get a peachy shade, if this is why you're getting the palette, or the same with the Sweet Peach palette from Too Faced, if you want to get a peachy shade, if that's what you're after, just get this one. You're fine, okay? Get this one and maybe the other one I'm gonna show you afterwards, and you'll be fine. It literally is the same color, and it's beautiful. I love matte coral. It is amazing in the crease or as a transition if you want to go in with more peachy or orangey tones. I love this one. Next color I want to show you is Poppy by Makeup Geek. It is quite similar to this one and to this one as well. So if you want to have another good peach, or if you already have this one, you kind of have the whole concept of this palette. Poppy is beautiful. Let's see where I put the other one. Like, look at how similar this one is. Poppy is great. I love this one. And matching this with I'm Peach With from Makeup Geek is divine. So yeah, this is another shade that's really capturing the concept of this palette. Another shade I want to talk about is this one. Henna from Anastasia Beverly Hills is pretty much the same concept, but better. The titaniums from Anastasia Beverly Hills are striking. Just look at how beautiful this is. So if you're after something like this or in this area and you want to have a shimmer, this one, Henna by Anastasia Beverly Hills, is just divine. Divine. I love this shade. It's perfect if you want to have those warm neutrals but you want to have a shimmer on the crease. It is a bit more pricey, but it is gorgeous. I don't have Flamethrower by Makeup Geek, but I heard that these are pretty much dupes, but Flamethrower is a bit more orange and this is a bit more red, so keep that in mind. Next color, you remember I told you when I opened this palette that I was like, I looked at this color, I was like, oh yeah, that's a dupe. This is Morocco by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and these two are pretty much the same, and they actually work pretty much the same as well. I think that that color is actually really good by Kylie. She did a really good job. Oh, it's down here. So this is a bit more brown in it, but when you blend them in the crease, they give the same result. So this is Morocco by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and these are quite similar. They work the same way and they give the same look. I love both of these colors, and I'm happy she put something like this in the palette because it speaks to the warm neutral loving girls as well. Let's get into this green color. A lot of people said, oh look, it fits. A lot of people said that they wanted the palette because of the green color. The green color is not super pigmented, not super easy to work with. It swatches great with the finger, but it's not that easy with a brush. This color, on the other hand, this is Sage Sensation by Coastal Scents. This is a gorgeous shimmer. It is a tad more green, but I am telling you, this is gorgeous. So if you're looking for something like a spring green like that one to have on your lid or like under your eyes, this one, if you order from Coastal Scents, Sage Sensation, God, that's hard to say. It's only $2 and it's beautiful. So if you want to have something similar like that and you don't want to buy the whole palette, for that green that is not the best color in the palette, just get this one. The last color I want to talk about is the color that drew me into the palette, the blue one. I actually already have this one. It doesn't have anything on the back, which is a shame. This is Bright Blue by OFRA, and it works pretty much the same as that one. So if you only want to have a bright blue color like this one and you don't want to buy the whole palette, or if you don't want to buy from Kylie for whatever reason, this one from OFRA is gorgeous, and as you can see, really big, and they work pretty much the same way. As you can see, this one is a bit more sky blue and this is a bit darker, but it doesn't really show that much of a difference when you put it on the eyes. I actually really love this color as well, and the OFRA shadows really surprised me with how good they actually are. I hadn't tried their eyeshadows before, so that is a good option if you want to try something blue and you don't want to get the whole palette, just to get that bright royal blue. I feel like I am covered with swatches once again, but I do hope this video was helpful for you, like telling you the pros and cons. I mean, I bought this palette myself, which enables me to say whatever I want about it. Sometimes I feel like people getting their things as PR, they're trying to make the palette seem even more amazing than it is. This is a good palette. I'm happy I bought it. This is not a bad palette at all, but like I saw some people being like, oh, the shimmers are so amazing now. The shimmers are not that amazing. They are okay, but a bunch of my shimmers from Coastal Scents work better than these, and that makes me wonder, like, what are you doing? You have enough money to perfect your formula. So I do think she needs to work on the shimmers a bit more. The mattes are really good. I am impressed with the palette. This is a palette I could travel with because I could do peach, I could do neutral, I could do pastel, blue, green. I can do a bunch of different things, and I need a versatile palette because if a palette is a one-trick pony, I'm not gonna buy it. That was it for this video. There will be a video up with tutorials of this look and 2 more. Hopefully it will be the video after this one. If it's not, it's gonna be the video after that one. That means I didn't have time to edit it as fast as I wanted to. Please forgive me, you know this is only my hobby. Please do subscribe before you leave if you want to see more videos from me. And if you already subscribed, thank you so much. You know I love you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!